Well, hi, folks. It's me again, bored with nothing to do but to yak. Golf is a hard game. I cannot do it. Golf to me is absolutely boring, but it is a skill set that I don't have. I respect people that can play and play it well. The amount of discipline and training and practice that it takes to become good is more than I'm willing to invest in it. I'm struggling doing my remodel by myself. 3 years in it and still going. Room by room by room by room by room. And of course, I bought a house in a shitty area, in a shitty part of the country, in a shitty neighborhood. And something has happened in this country that needs to be said. And I don't care if it offends people. It needs to be said. America, for some time now, has had a very fucked up sense of priorities. I've said for years that America is obsessed with SUVs, dogs, and stupid culture. The next American Idol, their OCD over sports, OCD about the next Hollywood flick, and we have made media centers around the nucleus of the who's who in the sports world and in the movie world and the pop star and the rap music world. And I'm sorry, but if all of that was to disappear, that'd have no bearing on me and my bottom line whatsoever. It would have no impact on the quality of my life. But America's built a subculture all around this vain nucleus. Nicholas Palmer, I don't know if I'm saying it right, the Asian man that won the green jacket at the Masters last year. Those are legends. Tiger Woods was a good player. Okay? I can't play like he can play. But it's news. He withdrew from the Masters yesterday. We don't know why. He didn't give a reason. Probably because he was doing poorly. Probably because he didn't want to lose. Probably because he hurt. And if you remember, he was alcohol content last year. Driving under the influence, wrecked his SUV. That's not a very wise man to be in the position he's in. And no offense, but there's a certain ethnicity that's all going to get behind him because of the color of his skin. He can do no wrong because he's that certain color. Martin Luther King said that a man be not judged by the content. Whoa, wait a minute. Did a man be not judged by the content of his character, but by the color of his skin? Yes. That ethnic group has that all mixed up because that's what they think. That's what they think. Many of them, not all. But they didn't think that the content of their character doesn't matter. It just matters that he's black. I don't agree. I'm white. I'm Irish. You wouldn't understand. That's the argument they use. If I say anything about the black race, you're not black, you don't understand. Oh, so that means I'm not qualified to talk. You're implying that you're smarter than me on racial matters. No, doesn't work with me. Fallacious. So, Tiger Woods cheated on his wife. She was a good-looking woman. She cleaned up, too. I mean, she was a Hoosier on him. Sucked up all his hard-earned money, which I personally got a problem with these women coming into a marriage and they can just zap a guy's bank account, his house, and everything. I don't know how our liberal system of judges, of course, they all play into feminism and downgrading men, but it's interesting that if I was to do what Tiger Woods did, just me, and go to any church in the U.S., I cheated and cheated and cheated, and churches knew about this, they would keep me at arm's distance. What Tiger does is just a hiccup in his golf career, and nobody cares because they're more interested in his playing ability. See, if you're a star by the left, if you're a star in what Americans OCD over, they don't really care what you do. Just play ball. We live in a country that's got back-asswards values. When a dog has more rights than a baby in the womb, when a dog has more rights than somebody's right to peace and quiet in their home. I could care less that Tiger Woods withdrew. That doesn't mean a damn thing. He might make the cut and show up next year. I wish he would just go away. I don't respect Tiger Woods. I don't have to. The obsession in America over pro sports is disturbing and has been. I grew up with a father who was overweight, smoked like a chimney, and he tried to push me into football, and that's all he did when he was off work was lay in or sit in a chair in front of TV. And I was always getting the feeling that there wasn't that I was wrong because I didn't get into it. I remember as a kid being forced to sit in the den because I was punished for something, and I'd have to sit there, and I'm like, this is a stupid thing to watch. Run 10 feet to the ball, blow the whistle. 10 feet to the ball, blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. That's all it was to me. Stand around, talk about it for 5 minutes, run 5 feet, everybody jump on each other, blow the whistle. No offense, but I was the product of a kid who most of my peers were all about football. I'm 5'8", 157 pounds. Do you know what those big boys would do to me if they ran into me? They'd kill me. I have glasses. I don't like playing sports with balls because I got hit too many times in the face with them. I'm not against sports. But when sports become some sort of elevated platform where you've entered the Holy Grail when you're in the professional sports, that there doesn't matter about your lack of integrity. Let's talk about Tiger Woods driving under the influence. And even ESPN said that he's been put together with nuts and bolts to put his leg back together. Why would you subject yourself? I am careful when I drive my ride because I realize my actions could cause an accident. You're going to get drunk when your name is Tiger Woods and drive your SUV and lose control of it. Nobody cared about that. Nobody cared about that. He's got fans no matter what he does. And that's what's happened in America over the years is Hollywood, pro sports, Snoop Dogg, rappers, they can do no wrong. Oh, it's so sad when Tupac Shakur got shot. No, it wasn't. Birds of a feather shoot together. And this is the culture we live in. And me saying this is going to anger people. But too bad. I don't have to think like you. Celebrate diversity. And this is the world that we live in. Snoop Dogg has a butthurt and wants to move to Canada because Trump won. Got racism, Snoop? You didn't move to Canada, so you lied. So much for your grandstanding statement. And I'm going to tell you, as a white guy, I'm getting tired of this crappy, degrading music that the certain people are coming out with. And it's being pushed in the commercials and pushed all around. It's wrong. It's wrong. And everybody's sad. Everybody feels sorry for Tiger Woods. Oh my gosh. When is the news media going to focus on the rest of us? You know, those of us that are going to work every day trying to make it in a world of politicians and corporate leaders that's raising the prices of everything and making laws and stuff to ban gas-powered vehicles in the state of California, Governor Newsom, by 2035, and the stupid, crazy things that our leadership is doing. And our media revolves around sports. It's ridiculous. An Asian guy won the Masters last year, and he was seen sitting in the Augusta Regional Airport with the green jacket hanging over the back of the chair, waiting in the terminal. People were kind of like, what? Why is he not wearing it? I'll bet you that Asian guy has more integrity than Tiger Woods does. And they make a cult celebrity out of a guy because he can play a game. It doesn't matter if he fucks over his wife. And obviously she was, to me, clearly a gold digger. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. The sports stars get what they deserve. He wants to drive intoxicated when he's a role model, when he's out there in the limelight. Why would you do that? Pacific, it's called being human. Okay, I don't drink. I'll be fair. But I'm going to tell you, if I'm in that arena, I'm going to be more careful about my actions. And I'm careful now. I don't have Tiger's money. I don't want to do something and put my vehicle in a ditch. So I drive with that in mind. I don't tailgate people. I don't pass in no passing zones and do what all the foolish Americans do every day. And people get mad at me when I say this. But we need perspective. I don't give a shit about the NBA, the NFL, baseball, golf, anything where we take a person and everybody gets behind him because of his or her playing ability. Look at that woman that was in soccer. She was not a pretty woman, and she stepped all over the flag and had disrespect for the flag, and then complains that she's not making the big money that the soccer boys are. And the people that sponsor all that said, well, when you want to play as good and it becomes as big as boys soccer does, we'll raise your money. You don't have to have integrity. You don't have to love this country. You don't have to love our flag. You don't have to love your wife. You don't have to drive sober and follow the traffic laws. Hey, I'm Tiger Woods. I can do whatever the fuck I want. That's the mentality. Entitlement. And everybody's ruining that he stepped down, and I got on and made a comment. I said, who cares? No ethics here. No boo-hoo here. Can he just go away now? Marsha, 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 Tiger, Tiger, Tiger. Even with the Brady and the Patriots, I got so tired of hearing about Brady, 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 Brady. I got tired of it. And now him and his wife are at each other's throats. I wonder what her motive was for marrying him. This country's fucked up. And I want to talk about a girl that my friend affectionately calls Ding Dong. He's 50 years old. She's somewhere around there. She had in vitro or test tube, but had a baby that she adopted or whatever the heck she did. A girl that she's grooming to make her just like herself. Boston, Massachusetts, she thought she was la creme de la creme. She actually got a job in the press box at the stadium for the Patriots and walked in there in slinky clothing, and her superior said, you can't come in here like that. She had bragged in school. She had told people, I'm going to marry one of the NFL. I'm going to be somebody big. I'm going to get me a man with money. Guess what? She wears polka dotted dresses, and she lives with her daughter. Nobody's dating her. My friend's dash cam caught her walking on the road. He sent me a still image, and she almost, when she turns, looks like olive oil with a really ugly look on her face. This woman is psycho. She pulls up into my friend's driveway. His townhome is worth more than hers. He is retired. She's still working. My friend is retired from driving the city bus in Boston for years and made over $100,000 a year while she didn't make that much. And she still got that arrogant attitude. And my friend still has to come into contact because his dad is dating a woman who is rotor-rootering my friend's father's bank account, encouraged him to sell his house. He retired from the fire department and has rotor-rooted over $100,000 for him to move in with her and help her remodel her home, additions, sheds. I told my friend, I said, your dad is so unwise. Like so many of us men, followed his heart instead of his head. And this is happening all across America. Tiger cheats on his wife, and he should have, of all people, known, you do that, there's going to be hell to pay. She's not going to sit down and take that quietly. Why would she? She knows what Tiger's worth, and a good attorney will extract millions of dollars for her. And that's exactly what happened. And it bothers me that if I screw up on a simple basis, the vitriol towards me, and I'm not even famous, for some dumb little comment I made or something that I did that was nothing like what Tiger's done. People will hate me and never forgive me. But oh, Tiger, worthy is the Lamb. I don't care about it.
Power off.
We then have to be extremely careful because we have something called a sex drive. Watch this. Let's see if we can get an accurate answer. Hey, Siri. Hey, Siri. How much did Tiger Woods' ex-wife sue him for?
Okay, I found this on the web for how much did Tiger Woods' ex-wife sue him for. Check it out.
How much did Tiger Woods pay for ex-wife in settlement? Woods' infidelity effectively ended his 6-year marriage with Nordegren, and the couple divorced on August 23rd, 2010. It became one of the most expensive celebrity divorces, with Nordegren receiving around $110 million from the divorce settlement. She also received monthly child support that came around $20,000. That's a month, folks. Now, these liberal judges are out of control. It takes you $20,000 to raise a kid. Now, in fairness to Tiger, that is bullshit. As part of the settlement, she won the couple's home in Windermere. However, Nordegren ended up selling the house to move to a new property. Woods has kept their Jupiter Island property and home. Let's see if it shows it. His house, or his net worth is $1.7 billion. Wow. $100 million for his infidelity. Isn't that something? That's an expensive orgasm. That is an expensive orgasm. That's more money than the 1-800 sex numbers. Cream of rice. It is amazing that lust is just like taking drugs or alcohol. It makes you drunk. It is a form of intoxication that makes you blind to the reality. You lose your sobriety. People in this country will judge me, cuss me out, and say harsh words, and even want to hit me because of what I'm saying here. Making an idol out of a man who can't control his SUV, who can't control his dick. And when he's out there in the limelight, you would think he'd be careful. I'm sorry. His wife is true to form, Caucasian woman. Sued his ass off. How can a judge award her $20,000 a month for child support? Standard child support can be anywhere from $250 to $500 a month. In most of my working income genre, you think she's paying $20,000 for the child? How much of that is going on her? And I am critical of this because this is the world we live in. When stars sin, nobody cares. The fans don't. I divorced a contentious woman. A wife that we were not in love. We were married 14 years. And she told people I had an affair, and I didn't. I never did go out and cheat on her. Mentally, I did. But I didn't have my hands down women's shirts or any of that. When I pinned her down, I said, why are you running around telling me I did not cheat on you? You had an emotional affair. I said, oh, please. I talked to a female coworker that my marriage was unraveling. That's an emotional affair, huh? I had an interest in that coworker, and I came home and I said, look, we need to talk. I laid out the problems over 14 years, said, I don't love you, you don't love me, and I want out. And I said, I do not want to have an affair. I won't do that. But I have feelings for somebody else. Funny thing is after I got divorced, never even went on a date with that woman. We went to lunch one day as coworkers, and that's it. She was too rough for me. She seemed to like bad boys more than me. In fact, I think she just wanted to unravel a marriage and see the power she had. But I didn't leave because of her. I left because of my conviction that you should not have an affair. But it was in my heart. And the Bible says that a man looks at a woman with lust in his heart, he's already committed adultery. So yeah, I guess I did. But American women, Caucasian women, take that to such extremes. They play victim and yell and scream and go on for 30 years about that. Tiger picked a bad woman to marry, for one thing. And just the fact that she sued and got that kind of money tells me what she's all about. She didn't earn a dime of it. And that's the case of so many of these women in this country. They didn't earn a damn dime, didn't bring anything into the marriage, and they get to just take half the man's goods. In the case of Tiger, they took a tenth. It's ridiculous. So Tiger withdrew from sports. Maybe he needs to get alone with God and do some soul searching. I don't think that's ever been in his repertoire. And I'm not perfect. I made mistakes. But I don't like our media and the way it elevates people and makes the rest of us feel like we're less than because, well, I'm not a professional golfer. I'm not in football. I can't sing trashy, filthy rap lyrics and become a millionaire. I go to work every day. We're not getting a raise when we're due a raise. And I got to deal with stuff, the rising expenses and everything. And Tiger Woods is over here at about 36,000 feet with his income. He doesn't give a shit about us. The sports world is a cult. And I'm disgusted with how America puts such a preeminence on this. We got unsung heroes every day all around us. I hauled school children on a bus. I realize that's not golf and nobody wants to watch ESPN cover somebody driving their school bus route. I get that. Nobody cares. But in one place that I drove school bus for, the starting pay is $13 an hour. And the kids in that area are extremely bad and off the chain, fighting, threatening, smoking pot. And you can go out and walk down a fairway and have 72 holes, and you can golf and get millions of dollars. Wow, must be nice. If we say the wrong thing, or we snap, or we do something, or we blow up at a kid, we could lose our job, get sued, be in jail. I don't have any sympathy for these guys. They get broken up, cracked up, legs damaged. They're playing a game. You chose to do that. And to watch sports become dominated by woke politics and Colin Kaepernick, who's making tons of money complaining about police brutality, even though he never went through it, doesn't get inside the police force to see what is actually going on, that his skin color's been causing a lot of problems with killing cops for decades. And there's no stats out about that, is there? When cops were doing their jobs and following the letter of the law, the black community didn't care. And I see this. I see this over and over in our society. There's a lot of black people that don't give a shit about laws and cops. They want to do whatever they want, and you don't have a right to say anything. You see how that works? And then we get angry. Oh, you criticize Tiger. Nobody wants to listen to your fucking mouth. No, that's not true. I just don't make the big money that clown makes. There's something wrong with a man who's getting drunk and driving an SUV. There's something wrong with a man who's got a wife, and instead of divorcing her, he's fucking around with all these women. Are you that unwise? You drag that shit out for all of America to see, but because sports is the almighty God, it's okay. But let me, as a low-income earner, have a wife and cheat on her. The community that I'm involved in, they would not, I'd lose friends. I'd be excommunicated in church. Oh, yeah. The Tiger, hell. Oh, yeah, he's great. Do you see what I'm getting at? I could care less about pro sports. I work with children, and all they can think about is they want to get black children specifically, and they want to be it's basketball. I said, look, not everybody makes the cut. What are you going to do if you can't? What do you mean? I said, what are you going to fall back on if you don't make the cut for the pro leagues? They set up a lot of disillusionment in the black community, don't they? How about next American Idol? Not everybody can be a star. And honestly, some of the people that American Idol chooses to be stars, I'm just like, really? Really? It's sad that everything in this country is performance-based. Firefighters have more danger than a damn professional football player. They don't get million-dollar contracts. And in fact, in some small towns that I lived, they had a volunteer fire department. Men, real men. They got a pager or a thing on them that if there's a problem, they got to jump in and go get the truck out of the station and go play hero. School bus drivers and the way the kids are getting in this nation, way more dangerous than playing golf. And then if that isn't enough to deal with the kids and school boards that won't back up the bus drivers for bad, dangerous behavior on the bus, try stopping on a busy road where kids got to cross. And you got Tiger Woods personas and suit and ties and professionals running through your stop sign with kids in the road. $13 an hour for that. I don't have sympathy for pro players and their injuries and their boohooing. One man I respected was Dave Dravec. He wrote a book, Come Back When You Can't Come Back. Something happened to his arm where it deteriorated. He became a Christian and he got to enjoy the limelight. But you notice something? You don't hear about Dave Dravec anymore. You only heard about him when he was in pro sports. And this is the problem in America. You're only somebody if you make the TV scene and the hit. Dave Dravecki's probably impacting more lives now than he ever did in pro football, but does the media care? No, they don't. I'm not against people playing ball. Shoot, if you can play ball, make tons of money, why not? The system's out there for you. Why not take advantage of it? But the emphasis and the enshrining of this and making it a national icon is disgusting to me. Do I hold anything against Tiger? I don't even know the guy. No, I don't. Tiger is not somebody that I could see him and me connecting on any level. And this is the way our world works. All these fans get behind somebody who really doesn't give a shit about you. Why do we do that? Why don't we get behind God who loves us and cares about us? Why are we getting behind somebody who wakes up in the morning with sweaty, hairy underarms and I'm going to go get drunk and crash my SUV and I'm going to cheat multiple times? Why do we get behind that? Maybe because deep down inside, all these sports fans got that own shit going on and they think he's the stud for doing it. Who knows? All I can tell you is this: God's not going to stand up there at heaven and rate the NFL, the NBA, and the PGA, and the Oscars and Emmy winners and the Golden Globe Awards and all that, and the Nobel Peace Prize. God's not going to sit there and say, wow, you got all these Emmys, come on in. No, his standard's going to be way different than our media and all these fans. We see it with churches today. Osteen's got lots of fans. T.D. Jakes, Joyce Myers, and scores of other religious, name it and claim it, cults, where people willingly empty their wallets and pockets with the belief that you can't outgive God, manipulated to make the Amway person running the ministry richer than rich while you get poorer and poorer. It don't make no sense to me. Everybody get on the Tiger bus. But is Tiger on Michael's bus? No. So why am I getting on his? Why do we as Americans do that? It's about the sport, man. I don't care if he's my friend or not. It's about the sport. So you make an idol out of it, huh? That's big of you, huh? Welcome to diversity. I don't agree with most of you all. Will you celebrate that diversity? Budweiser, I don't know what happened, but somebody put that tranny man that's really fruity acting on the Bud can, and it just killed sales. I think that's awesome because if you're going to go woke, you should go broke. The bank in Silicon Valley failed because of that. And this dumbass country, because they want to kiss ass to social media that's been doing kiss ass favors to the Democrats, bails them out, including the bank I belong to and others. Why didn't you let them fall and let them die as their sins deserve? Rewarding evil. Praising Tiger. He committed not only indiscretion, but he's a self-seeking, self-serving man. I'm going to get drunk today and I'm going to drive my car. Only an asshole would go and drink and get in his vehicle. Only an asshole would cheat on his wife when he's a high public figure and keep doing it. This is not a good man. And all you focus on is his ability to play. But he doesn't have an ability to walk circumspectly, does he? That community of people would criticize the hell out of me. I've felt it all my life. Why can't I criticize him? It's long overdue. Long overdue.